I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope. Definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope. Probably never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Oh no.
Hey guys,
it's Assault and Battery.
It's Dag with the Pixel Erasure team. So I'm the Dag, and those are the Pixel Erasure teams. We're here. What was that?
We're the goats.
Yeah, I got a bunch of goats, and I'm not their herder. They're herding me. So anyway, we're here in Azeroth, and we're playing Classic Cataclysm, and we're leveling through our characters by doing dungeon crawls. And we've known each other for way too long. We were swapped, not long enough, yeah. That we still actually talk to each other and stuff. So it's like we're just having fun, and hopefully you guys can have some fun with us if you want to. I do a holiday of the day, and today's holiday is Kiss a Ginger Day. And if you want to go, yeah, you need to go hunt down Prince, which is the one that's married to Markle? I forget.
Oh,
Megan.
Well, no,
Harry.
Harry, yeah. Go. You can go hunt down Harry and kiss him if you want. He's a ginger. But yeah, I don't have any
Haven't
gingers.
you ever heard the Tim Minchin song? Only
Which?
a ginger can call another ginger.
Oh, okay. Well, we used to just say basically they have no soul, but yeah, that's yeah. Anyway, it's
that's fairly
Kiss a
common.
Ginger Day. I was actually born a ginger, and then I lost all my red hair, and it didn't turn white until I was in my 40s, but it turned dark brown. So I started a ginger, but yeah, don't come kiss me. Anyway, all right, how's everyone been this week?
I was going to say, in a pinch, an orange cat.
That's true. I don't have an orange cat either, so I guess I'm just SL out of luck, All right. So, yeah, we ready to roll, guys?
almost. I'm getting logged in.
Okay.
I've got to switch over to my other character.
Okay. I actually got I got my my flying carpet done last week.
Cool.
So, yeah, I had to get another chunk of drainite, or I think it is, but I found it on the auction house for pretty cheap, so I ended up buying it and just saying, yeah, let's do
Drainite,
this.
Drano, same thing.
Yeah, swallow some Drano. I'm all good now. Have my stomach pumped.
I managed to finish up the rep grind for getting the nether ray.
Wow. Congratulations to you, because that is going and
grind.
egg hunting and then having to do the training and the racing and all that.
No.
That's
different one.
Okay.
You're thinking about the Nether Drake.
Oh, Nether Drake. Okay, yeah. You said Nether Ray.
With the
That's
Nether
one that's
Wing
up in the,
faction.
yeah, that's
He's-
the one that's up in
he's
the mountains.
Yeah, he did the one in Tarokar Forest.
Got it.
Yep.
Or the
I am so
Shikari
sick of
Skyguard.
Terracar Forest. Yeah, it's the Skyguard.
I'll be right back.
All the rep
So now I have
grinds
another ray.
Yeah, the rep grinds in this thing were just, they were horrible in this expansion. It was just like, yeah, just keep on grinding, okay? And it's like, oh, I don't want to. Don't make me do this anymore. I have to go like
you do this quest 500 times.
Well, yeah, and then everyone else is doing it at the same time. I actually did the Nether Ray, the Nether Drake, and the Cenarian Hippogriff. One that you have to go in and grind the dungeon over and over and over again. And it's just one dungeon that you have to do. And it's to get Cenarian faction to acknowledge you and stuff. And it's like, God, that took I think it took me
Over
like
here.
3 months to do it.
Hmm.
I see everyone over here. They're on their fire mount. Their glowy chicken. Speaking of chicken
Whoa,
wings.
chickens!
Yep.
There's a Johnny Cash song called "The Chicken in Black."
Hey, nice rug, man.
Thank you. Yes, my
Yeah, my
my
dog is sacked out over.
my toupee mount.
There you go.
In the Chicken in Black song, basically, he goes to the doctor he goes to a brain doctor with a headache, and doctor says, "Well, your body outlasted your brain, so we're just gonna have to swap your brain out, get you a new brain." And they do that, and they give him the brain of a bank robber, and they put his brain in a chicken.
Okay.
So now the chicken is doing Johnny Cash's shows, making a lot of money.
Jeez.
Probably a bigger pull. A
Which-
singing chicken?
What
Come on.
is this?
It's a song called "The Chicken in Black" by Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was one of those
Bummer.
people who could actually make fun of himself.
Yeah, he was a cool dude.
I also found a recording of his first performance of The Man in Black, very first performance of it. Because someone apparently asked him why he always wore black, and over the next week between the two shows that he was doing, he wrote the song, and he says, "This is why I got to have note cards, because I just finished writing it this morning." I'm just riding around like a lunatic right now. I'm accomplishing nothing. Now, this thing won't even fit in the tunnels. This is a huge ass mount.
I'm
So
just
are
hanging out
we-
in Dwarven District, you know?
So are
That's
we
where I am,
up
is in
for are we up for doing something random, or do we want to do something new?
I don't care.
Whichever.
Suppose I should make cookies or lollipops or whatever it is they are now. Monopops.
We got access to Opening of the Dark Portal, Shadow Labyrinth, Shattered Halls, and the Steam Vault as new ones.
See what happens.
See what?
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Pick a random.
Oops. Stop.
Whoops.
First, like, get us all in a group.
What?
That
No.
sounds like it sounds like
No.
our usual.
You don't want to go
He's gonna
with
do it
me?
himself.
Yeah, we told him to do we told him to do one. He said he did.
That's right. I'll come tank for you.
I'll give my blueberry out. We'll tank that way. So I decided to try tanking specs in Star Wars: The Old Republic. And last night I went out to a new server and created a couple of new tanks to try to see what the differences were. It's like, oh, you really should change your spec to tanking if you're going to do it, though.
That does usually help, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Utgarde Keep. Woohoo!
Wow.
Nice. This ought to be
Okay, let's see if
fun.
I can get you. Let's go with, where is it?
Wow, all these things look like upgrades for me. This is great.
Well, they should be upgrades.
I really like this dungeon.
So do I. This is a good one.
Thank you. Thank you for the pops.
Top of the pops.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's right.
Mana lollipop.
You guys want to clicky on my Ritual of Souls so you can have health stones?
Yeah. Give me a second. Gonna get all these quests that.
That's okay. I just needed a couple people to click on things. That's sure easier than doing it individually.
Oh yeah.
Only carry one health stone.
Yep, just one at
Okay.
a time.
All right, we all set?
I'm as
Alright.
good as I am going to get.
Oh wait a second. I gotta mark you. That's all.
Oh, sorry. Ah! Ah!
That doesn't sound good. Oh shit! Oh,
Didn't realize we were going.
As the healer goes, oh no.
We are
guess
I
turning
just
what?
off
looked
on,
up from my keyboard.
great time tonight. Yeah.
This is
I just
great.
looked at my keyboard and looked up, and he was down 75%. I was like, "What the hell, dude?"
Somebody pop.
Ah, that was me.
Excellent.
I got a new ability.
cool.
Yay.
I got heroism.
Woohoo.
Hair on what?
Heroism. I gotta go train it though.
She's got heroin
What?
now.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that heroin actually did mean hero.
Yeah, this is a fun pull.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay back here.
Timing wise, you got to wait for that guy to get. Well, okay.
We got 3.
Yeah, we did.
And down they go.
This is gonna be mana-tastic. I'm gonna be going this whole instance with a lollipop hanging out of my mouth like Kojak.
Who loves you, baby?
Crap.
Nope, there are a lot of those things lying around.
There are. There's tons of them. See, which way? We have to go to the right, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta clear these guys.
Yeah.
That wall is not. Yeah, that wall's all the way over.
Yep. Someone went out in the middle. Or tank did.
Yeah, I pulled the one on the inner circle there,
Okay.
and that was like, yeah, that's gonna get all of them. Okay.
Yeah, they come as a team.
Well, that's true partnership, you know.
Partnership, friendship.
Yay. Leather.
Howl of the Falcon.
I thought you said cow of the falcon for a moment.
That would be funny. What are you? I am Falcon Cow.
Dun, dun,
Cow
dun.
of the falcon. Oh. There
So
was
they're
a
calling it
tribe
moose.
in Roman Britain. There was a tribe called the Bellavacii, which means war cows.
Nice.
I
I have
watched
a
a movie.
Minotaur of your time.
I watched a movie last night that actually was about that.
War cows.
Yeah, well, not war cows. They called them woads.
Ah,
So, the movie was the 1990 something version of King Arthur, and they
They
did
do
the
one at least one a decade.
yeah
Like
something
Keira
like
Knightley.
that. Yeah, the one with Keira Knightley. Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done actually,
yeah,
because
she
it
is.
was
It was fine. A lot of people were upset about it, but I thought it was fine.
yeah. It's like, okay, so you don't have, all the legends and everything like that. I mean, they did the kid pulling the sword out of the stone routine, but
My rule for any Arthurian genre remake is that as long as you can recognize the characters, it counts.
yes. Well, I watched it in particular
Because
because I
there's
wanted
too
to
many
see.
different stories for there to be any sort of. I mean, there's not really a canon. It's in too many cultures, but
Yeah.
Yes, plus it's free gunpowder, no cannons.
yeah.
I like this version.
But there
though,
are
'cause
people who believe that they should go with the literature, the medieval literature, no matter what, and I feel like, doesn't have
They're
to
legends. They're open to interpretation. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, they were saying
Exactly.
that it was based on this guy who, the tales of this one particular Roman from 1,000 years
be.
before.
I mean,
and it's like, okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
My answer to that is sorta. They're maybe overstating their case a little bit,
Well,
but
oversimplification.
there's a gravestone. Yeah, there's a gravestone, and that's about it. There aren't really any stories. Which means they can make them up, which is awesome.
I mean, Arthur is really a theme more than anything else.
Yeah, yeah, who knows? Doesn't matter. I'm not about to get mad about it, but it was fine. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
I honestly do not remember it. So
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, this is the riding bats, isn't it? The dragon.
Dragons,
Yeah.
proto-drakes,
Protos.
PDs.
So has anyone finished their weapon stuff?
Yes,
nope.
I did.
I haven't.
I have
Okay.
not.
Are we supposed to help these things or kill them?
Kill him.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's not letting me target. Okay, there we go.
Which is why I was asking.
Anyway, it's like, you know how people do Shakespeare, but they dress it up all modern. They put it in
Sure.
different scenarios and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And that's fine because you still recognize the characters and the
but people get all bent
For the
because
most part,
people are
the-
wearing modern outfits.
yeah. But for
Well,
the
there are a
most
certain
part,
number-
the words don't change too much. Sometimes they modernize it a little bit in the words, which is
Yeah.
also that's perfectly fine. They're doing that on purpose. It's for a reason. It's to show something and to be creative, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Shakespeare's complaining because he is dead. So
It has been for some time.
he is graveyard dead.
I've seen enough Shakespeare over time to have an appreciation for a variety of it.
Yeah, Shakespeare's fun.
Yeah.
He's a timeless figure, but that doesn't mean that his stuff belongs to humanity now, so we get to do with it what we wish. Some of it's not great. I mean, even some traditional productions of Shakespeare are not great.
My
So-
professor in college, when I was taking the Shakespeare portion of the class, which all English majors have to take, was talking about Titus Andronicus. He said this movie is a tragedy in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
not one of my favorite plays.
It is a tragedy.
Do you guys like it? I haven't actually met anybody that's a huge fan of that particular play.
It was one of his earlier ones, I think.
It's the one with cannibalism, right? Or is that something else I'm thinking of?
There's one where the bit at the end is they chop the girl's hand off and cut her tongue out, and so she's not supposed to be able to testify against them. And so she basically puts a stick in her mouth and holds it with her stumps and draws a name in the sand. You know, it was like,
Right?
okay,
Bizarre.
your plan did not work. Your plan was actually dumb. It was even dumber than you thought it was.
What's everybody's least and best favorite Shakespeare?
I mean, I'm fond of Macbeth just because
And I mean, I haven't seen every single production, and I haven't even read every single play by a long shot, but
Yeah, I haven't read enough or seen enough to really have an opinion on it.
I also like his historicals are pretty good. Just 1 Henry IV, gives us the Band of Brothers speech.
yeah, I like that speech. That's a good one. My favorite is Twelfth Night, though. Got a lot of people dressing up as the other gender and hijinks.
Yeah. Yeah, that one gets progressively more queer as the play goes on.
It's a little weird, and I like it. I like Midsummer Night's Dream because it's fun, and I like I like all the historical ones are fun. I like Antony and Cleopatra. Is that what it's called? I've never read
there's
that one. I've only seen it.
Julius Caesar is followed by Antony and Cleopatra.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen the Caesar one as a production, but I've seen Antony and Cleopatra. That was good. I like that one.
I saw that one done as like in a Julius Caesar done as basically a Russian tragedy.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that fits, though. I don't like Romeo and Juliet. That's one of my least favorites.
Yep.
The one I'm most familiar with, just because, as a society, we've just, been inundated with that story. But I can't say I dislike it, but I don't know if it would be like something that I would say is my favorite of his works.
Well, the thing about that one is it was, from Shakespeare's point of view, insofar as I can speak for the man, it was a tragedy of circumstance. You know, they were star-crossed. Wasn't anything they could do to change their fate. And it was also a case of two confused 14-year-olds and everybody getting killed. It was not a celebration of love. It was a condemnation of teenage stupidity.
I thought it was supposed to be about how family blood feuds are not good.
Well, that was probably in there too.
Hormones?
But every one of his tragedies has a sort of, why does this tragedy occur? And in this case, it was like star-crossed lovers. It was literally a catastrophe in the astronomical sense.
I like Hamlet. I like Othello. Taming of the Shrew, I like.
We going upstairs?
Yeah, I was just grabbing a quick drink.
Shots around.
Maybe I should give Titus Andronicus another chance. I just remember that's one of the ones that I had to read in school, and I was like, bleh, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's not a very good play. I mean, that's why you don't see it very often.
Everybody.
Can we crowd control somebody?
Hoping I'd be able to grab just the one or two of them, but nope.
Let's see, where's the... Oh, the other guy's still wandering around over there. As long as we don't get him.
Well, that's a boss.
Yeah, that's why I said.
There.
We don't want him just yet.
Laughing Crow,
Yep.
you heal thyself, bud.
Okay. I'm on it.
Just don't want to waste any mana.
That's why I'm
Kurt,
standing here at
hit
the
your,
back.
Okay, now we're fine. I can heal you now. Okay.
Lava.
I'm gonna sit down and consume
Yeah, I've
a
got plenty of-
lollipop.
Oh, I have to, I can't disenchant any of this stuff yet.
Oops.
I'm too low. So I'll have to throw it in the bank. Wait until then.
How high do you have to be?
325.
Well,
Oh.
at least two tokes in the wind.
Yeah.
2 tokes over the line?
Yeah.
Let's see. I am 316, and I have to be 325 to do this. So.
You're close.
Yep. Enchant gloves for assault. Oh, and I have to have a runed fell iron rod. Never mind. That's right, I still don't have that.
What do you need
Ooh,
for
the
the
fell iron
iron rod?
Oh, yeah. I need
Ooh.
a
That sounds like a porn star name.
Yeah.
Huh?
Fell iron
rod.
rod.
I think the metal is the easiest part for you to get.
But yeah, I don't do it. It's actually a blacksmith that has to make one.
Ah,
And,
okay.
and my blacksmith's not high enough to make it yet, so. Okay, Prince Keliseth.
Yeah. He's a member of the Sand Lane. The vampire blood elfies.
Oh, and here come all the skellies.
Uh-oh, he's casting Frost Tomb on me.
There's more skellies.
Bring them over here.
I've got Frost Tomb on me.
Laughing
I
Crow's
got
got
Frost
it.
Tomb. Down he
No,
goes.
you don't.
We
Yeah.
got him.
You don't have it.
Hooray.
Honestly.
Oh,
That's-
oh, 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 oh. No,
Oh.
no, I passed on the gauntlets and I shouldn't have. Damn it.
I want to pass
I
it.
really could have used those. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Are they bind on bind on pickup?
Yes.
Because it's off the boss. I passed on it, so
Okay.
you can.
Everybody passed. Maybe I can try it again.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's stupid.
Good deal.
Good
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
job.
All right. That's not. Let's
Everybody
not
got
shoot
all their
this way.
weapons? There's a
No.
couple over
Nope.
to the right. Well,
Yeah, but they're. I don't want to activate the guards that are over there.
I'm waiting for everyone else to finish.
I now have 3.
Yeah, me too. I need 2 more.
I have 0. Ooh.
Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Why is this song stuck in my head tonight?
No, no.
Here they come.
All of them. Every last one.
it's better that way.
The normal 70s, we should be able to blast them down pretty quick.
Over here.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm getting Iron Forge rep tonight. I have no idea what the hell their system is.
You went down pretty quick.
They're not elites.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
This guy is, though.
I like the little guys. Come on over, guys. Yay! There's some more for you.
Oh, I can get that ore. Cool. Oh, we got a guy coming down the stairs.
That spell.
Hey, came over and knocked
What'd
me
you
on
say
my
to him?
ass.
He didn't like you.
Yeah, he
Something
really
about-
didn't. I had his start and everything, and he was all like, "Nope, I'm ignoring the paladin. I'm just going right after that warlock or that mage."
I just complimented his mother.
Yeah.
Must
need
have been a
to-
very good compliment.
Yeah. It was.
Huh.
I need to suck on a lollipop.
Lollipop, lollipop. Ooh, lollipop, lollipop, lollipop.
Oh, I can't wait till the lollipop phase of the mana drink is done with, so we don't have to sing that song every single time.
Oh, come on now.
It's an earworm. It's an earworm. You
What
like?
comes next?
gosh.
Banana bread?
How am I
Banana
gonna get
bread,
rid of
banana
this
bread.
earworm?
Ear banana bread, banana.
Oh,
Good to have the
God.
one that I've had for the last 2 days.
Oh no, what's
Oh
that?
no.
Defying gravity.
Oh no.
Oh. Night and day. It's like, ah. There's weapons on either side.
Yeah, do they sparkle? They don't sparkle for me anymore.
Well,
Because you're
that's
done.
be- You're done.
I know. I'm
You are-
finished.
You have been
I'm overdone.
desparkled.
Okay, I'm done now.
Okay, so Donna, you got a couple more you need,
Yep.
and
I do.
and then me, I have 5. Okay, I'm going to do something with him. Curse of Tongues. Yeah, that works.
Well, just do your thing,
Let's,
man.
let's throw this at him. See if that see how that works.
Yeah. Oh, just blow him a kiss. They like that.
Especially when you compliment their mother that way.
He didn't send us off into the other groups. That's a good thing.
Oh, we got a puppy dog over here, huh?
I need one more weapon, and then I'll be done.
Okay. Then all the weapons will be mine.
Down that weapon.
Didn't want that.
Oh, he's fucking absorbing my fire.
Same thing. There he goes.
How did I get?
There we go.
What is even happening right now?
You sound confused.
It took a moment for it to realize I was out of combat. So I
Oh.
was trying to sit down and eat my lollipop, and it was like, no.
Here we got company.
Yep, here come folks coming downstairs. We want to take them.
How do you know they're in their company? Because they're driving a company car.
They've got that logo on the side.
How do you know they're nobility? They don't have shit all over them.
We're not peasants. We're part of an autonomous collective.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed.
Nothing up there. Okay.
Upstairs. I'm gonna let the tank go first.
Are you sure?
Just this time.
Okay.
I mean, it's worth trying.
Yeah, something new.
I'm not done with my weapons still.
Oh, I thought you were.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll stop.
Full stop.
I mean, there's plenty in here for us all. I know you were trying to wait until everybody else was done.
Yep.
He's polite. The rest of us are just rude.
He's polite.
Every space go for themselves.
Oh, really? Ooh. For my
big
trigger, I got
two
a ward
over
punch.
there. Nice.
When a space goat falls off a boat, do you say space goat overboard? And do they call it space goat kind?
We're not kind.
Yeah, kind or cattle.
Space Goat Rude.
Yep, that's us.
We are ruminants, I think.
I don't know where we'd have room for extra stomachs, though.
They're small ones.
They're just little ones, but do we chew our cud?
Yes.
Only if we really like it.
You got to
Only
go
with-
that
only
second
with
go
con-
around to get all the extra vitamins out of the grass.
I was gonna say only with consent. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
And that's what he got.
Ooh, a lockbox I can't use.
Exactly.
I like the way these guys die before you even get a spell off.
Yep. I hit the button and my goat goes, I need a target.
I don't
Oh, you
remember
got
which
you
one
got
of
some
these
rocks over
guys
here.
They're both 72.
you killed first. You're supposed to kill one of them first, and I don't remember which one. I'm
I don't think
guessing
do-
that we
control it.
kill.
I think
Yeah,
you
I
do
think
the big guy,
I think
don't
we
you?
kill Scarvald first, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let's find out.
Sure. It's kind of a long run if we die. I'm just saying.
See if you can muster the nerve to join my attack.
Whoa! Whoa!
Don't assess the
The hell?
situation, you half-wit. Just jump into the fray.
Oh, wait.
You can't kick me and get away with it. Take this.
All these guys really love kicking you across the room.
Mm-hmm.
Not over.
Not over? Well, from what I
No.
see.
And make yourself useful.
Yeah, he's got a ghost.
Yeah. Plate.
I can't use plate.
So what do? Eat off the floor?
I have a wooden trough that I eat out of.
You got some more mining stuff over here. Some more
Oh,
rocks.
wow. I'm not even high enough level to use it.
Oh, you mine also?
No, I was talking about the plate that I just got.
Oh.
If you don't mine, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's mine over matter. Come on.
What's mine is mine, and I mine into mine.
Peek around the corners. Hey, there's more weapons.
Ah, yes. I get a weapon.
There's one on each side, I think.
Okay, I'm done with weapons. No more weapons. As Worf used to say. Weapons.
Weapons?
No more weapons.
I always thought it was so funny. They had this massive giant Klingon on the Starship Enterprise, and every time Captain Picard gave him permission to kick ass, he got mowed down.
Yeah. He was the guy. He was one of those
Got his
guys
ass
like,
handed
I
to him.
exist to prove how tough the bad guys are. After a while, they call it getting Worfed.
Yeah, like every single time, like in the ready room, like he comes up with some tactical plan to like take care of the problem and gets shut down by Picard.
Yep.
It's like, well, why did you
That was
hire
one of the
me?
weakness.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Starfleet did, and you're a DEI hire.
Jesus.
Oh, it's so bad. I am done
I mean,
with
Star Trek
weapons.
Star Trek had more diversity than anybody else
Yeah.
for the longest time. And then people are like, "When did it go woke?" I'm like, the first episode.
Yeah. Apparently
Is there
you weren't
anything on
paying
the
attention.
balcony
I'm
I
checking.
don't remember why the balcony is here.
to distract us?
There
Maybe
may not be a reason.
Make us look this way.
Because somebody had some an extra asset they wanted to use.
I see a spiritualist. I am going to curse her tongue. Nope, won't let me curse her tongue.
He has no tongue to curse?
I guess
Isn't this
not.
where you're supposed to go curses?
Something like that, yeah.
That's plus 70.
Okay,
Right.
that's only
It's
plus
a-
13 for me, so.
That's a nice ring. It's got strength and intellect, so it's like a multi-class solution, which is nice.
Yeah, it's also plus 44 levels.
Wow.
Mm. Cool.
Give
We're
me a
going
minute
outside,
give me a
guys.
second to put it on.
Okay.
Gotta
Can we
find a
take a
finger to do that?
small? Can we take a potty break? I know
Bio
it's a
incoming.
slightly early, but
Yeah, no problem.
Still,
We're going
this
to take a
hallway's
break,
kind of busy.
and we'll be back in a flush. Hang in there.
Come on.
Everyone starts running up the stairs. It's like, hey, wait a second. I got to turn this back on. All right.
Fine, I'll do this dungeon by myself.
Wargs. Why'd it have to be wargs? Dang.
Spicy stuff you gave me, man.
Yeah, gotta watch it. You blow a hole through your skirt.
What does the goblin gumbo do? Is it just a...
Oh, you belch fire and fart.
Ah. Gotta have some of that.
Gotta watch out for the dragons coming
I
up on
gotta
the
skin
sides.
these
Yeah.
guys.
What's that?
I said I gotta skin these guys. I'll be right there.
Okay.
I'm on my way. That's so attractive.
Dang, gumbo.
This goblin food is
Damn
spicy,
goulash.
man.
Somebody put forth the idea that the reason that humans think dwarven food is bland is because dwarves never spice it when they're serving it to humans.
I need to target some
Because when they use spices, it's things like arsenic.
Certain tang to things, you know.
Yeah, strychnine is like, this stuff is, you know, to get it spicy, you gotta really put this stuff in it that the humans can't handle.
We have to take... Yeah. Isn't this how we leave? I think we have to get the other one out on the circular platform first.
There is no other way to go, so I'm not sure
No,
what
but I
you're...
mean
No.
there's... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. I am wrong.
We just gotta murder that guy.
This is the one where you gotta hide behind the pillars.
Yep.
Mm.
And paint my face with your blood!
It. Ah, Sultania!
Oop.
No! Full blueberry, please.
I'm trying to figure out why I can't actually do anything right now.
Damn it.
Not for me, asshole.
My life for the death.
There we go. We got him.
I know. I gotta see if I can get back in
Yay.
there.
No, don't move. Just let us res you.
Okay.
Your pathetic failure will
No, that's right. We got the other half of this.
Oh shit.
I
Is he
released.
coming back?
Yeah, I released.
Oh,
you
yeah, he's
can't
gonna
get
come
back
back.
in here. It's a boss fight.
the master's will.
I return.
Here he comes.
Second chance to carve your skull.
Unless you can get back in here, I
I'm
don't
in
know.
the...
I can't
I don't know if I can
remember.
run around. We'll see. I'm not running fast, I'll tell you that. Well, the fires are all down, so yeah, I think I can. It's gonna be a long run though.
Oh, I died.
Uh,
I can't cast that yet.
yeah, we're not gonna be able to take this guy.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Well, there's
been
nobody
a while.
in this place, so if we all run in, we can try it again. Because I'm running through it, and we've wiped everything out. Nothing's rezzed.
Wow, he just hit really hard. I couldn't keep up.
That happens.
Yeah, I think that was just one of the points where I needed to dodge the fuck out of the way, and I just wasn't paying attention.
Don't follow me. You must enter to recover your corpses. Maybe we can turn in our quest.
How are you?
I'll do that later. I'm
Watch
halfway
your
up
back.
the Norn stairs right now.
Oh, there we go.
Well, I'm gonna get.
I'll tell you
bracers
what,
out of
if
it.
you let me go back to town and then summon me at the stone.
Off with you.
I don't know. I guess we'd have to get out here. I could get heroism. That would help.
Watch your back.
I think we can still do this one. We just have to be a little different act as we do it. I don't think it's beyond us.
Congrats. Our tank is now 70.
Hey,
Yay.
all
Got
right.
some gear upgrades too, man.
Yes.
Oh,
It doesn't
what
look
the
a
heck?
day
Why is my
past
inventory
39.
full?
So those creams he used at night.
Oil of Olay.
Those are supposed to be a secret.
Oil of old guy.
A lot of young virgins.
There you go. And this is a long, lonely run, I'll tell you.
Donna, are you
Long,
gonna
lonely run?
teleport
start
out and
taking-
teleport back in, or?
I'll start.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
so we should all
bags are
exit.
full and. No, not everybody. No.
I don't know.
No, you guys stay here
I'm
and
still
wait.
here. I haven't gone
Okay.
anywhere.
All
Just
right.
just Donna. Just Donna.
Just me.
Go, Peep, go.
Hold on. I gotta turn in Disc Vest and grab
Okay.
some new braces. And
I'm
then
on
I'll
the-
teleport out and I'll teleport back and I'll just be right back. Go get to training.
Let's see, I have one unspent day. I think I'll do that.
I have no talent. Of course, you guys knew that already.
It's nice that the shaman trainer is just right here in the inn.
That is handy.
Yeah. Handy. Alright.
All right, I'm gonna wait up here on the terrace for you guys.
Doop-a-doo-ba-doop-a-doo-doo-doo.
Well, while you guys are running, I'm gonna go get some little
Let's
chocolate
see.
bits for me to snack on.
Snick
Yum.
snack.
Chocolate bits. Snickety snack. Boop.
You got all the cool music playing now as I'm running through.
Okay, I'm coming back. I got my heroism. I need to put it on my bar real quick. Heroism, yay! Away. Okay. I am back. Furnace of hate.
No
They
hate
burn
now.
hate in that furnace. It's the fuel of the Vrykle.
I can do this.
You clicky on that, Crow. Thank you. I don't know whether it'll work with just the two of us. I think you have to have a third.
We'll find out. Doesn't look like it.
Nope. Never mind.
When somebody else shows up, we can do that.
Yeah, if any of you guys need the Hellstone, yeah.
I forgot to hit mine.
It wouldn't
I
have
forgot
done
to
me
use
any.
mine too.
Wouldn't have done me any good. So.
Yeah, he was chasing me around that pillar for a while.
He offed my blueberry and then came after me like post haste. Like,
Wow.
okay, your turn. Ah!
Oops. I went the wrong way.
I think I'm going to have to get a threat meter so I don't attract so much attention.
I got to remember to pull my Doom Guard out if I start getting chased. Sick 'em.
I just downloaded Deadly Boss mods so I can have that. Just need to reload my UI and it should be working.
DBM.
This is one of those fights that could be useful to have the DBM going, move the hell out of the way, you idiot.
Huh, I thought I had that too. Huh. So I haven't used Deadly Boss mods before. So I pull up and I click on dungeons and I have a blank black screen. It's not showing me any dungeons.
You have to install the pieces parts. Like
Thought I
Wrath of the
did.
Lich King and...
Parts is parts.
I could have swore I did. Because I've got No, I don't. I only have world bosses and raids. Okay, that'll do it.
Yepers.
Hey, the gang's all here.
I've been playing with weak auras to get my DPS up on my arcane mage in retail,
Mm-hmm.
and it's helping. But I'm still not very good at it because I'm like, oh gosh, that was really good DPS. Oh no, that was really bad. What did I mess up?
What's
I
the one
am
that I
drinking
use?
all the potions and all the buff foods and everything. Basically, there's a burn phase, a filler phase, and a mini burn phase in Arcane Mage. And it's comparatively simple in theory. It's just there are 3 buffs you have to watch. So it is nice to have a little weak aura to tell you, hey, it's time for this spell now. Hope you're ready to do it. Oh no!
There's one that I use, and that's
I'm
been
running
really
away.
really handy. I don't use it on Classic though. I can't remember which one it is.
Alright, hold on. I gotta put my lesser mana oil on. See if I have a scroll of any kind. I do not have a scroll of any kind.
I
Okay.
have a potion that can give you increasing. Well, it's not a very powerful potion, so. If you're
think I
completely at
have-
loss for a battle elixir, I've got one for you.
I think I've got one applied already. Maybe I don't. Oh, I didn't apply it. Okay. Now I do. And so I will hit heroism whenever you think we need the monkey.
Okie dokie.
What does heroism do exactly?
It makes you big and badass and increases your spell casting speed and
Your stats. Yeah.
Stats, yeah. It's
Kicks
like a
your
mage
stats
time
up.
warp, only it's shamany shaman.
And paint my face with your blood!
With your blood. Rah.
Hey,
what
get
does
behind
the
the
roar
pillar.
do?
Get behind the pillar.
Smash. Boom.
That's still recharging.
Ah, shit.
What does it do?
Kills you.
Damage.
I can't cast that.
My life for the
Well, that
We
did
got him
better.
this time.
God.
Well, we got
Yeah.
half of them this time.
Well, yeah, it helps that I was paying attention.
Ingvar, your pathetic failure will serve as a warning.
You
to
pathetic.
all. You are
You pathogen.
arise and carry out the master's will.
I reach Turn! A second chance to
I'm
come.
back. With another 120,000 health.
All space goats, use your blessing of the Naru.
Oh
Gift
shit.
of the Naru.
Screw that guy. I'm gonna come over here.
Ooh, that was my bad.
Ah.
I ran right into that.
Roar. Hide.
You should be able to get him. There you
Yep, you got
we
him.
did?
All right, I'll
Hey.
get you. Let me get Corey up. Phew, that was
That's
kind of a hard
mail.
low fight.
Corey
I'll
laying
pass
down on the
mail.
job again.
go. What'd I do?
Cool.
Well, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
You're...
We didn't get a random bag though, did we?
Yeah. Northrend Adventuring Supplies.
I am not seeing that.
Yeah, neither am I.
Oh well. Let's go turn in our stuff because I was going to get some good things from these quests. So I guess it's.
You hear me or it?
And teleport out and teleport back.
Yeah, teleport out of the dungeon. There we go.
I just got AC for some reason.
I think we get kicked off the internet for a minute.
Uh-oh.
Nice ring.
Okay, so I'm gonna port out and port back in. Not like that, I'm not.
Hooray! All right, are you guys back in so I can port out?
I am.
Yes.
I'm not.
Not all of us, but yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Only takes one, so that's okay.
We're all there.
We're all
The
Well-
gang's not here,
here.
but we will be. So, well, that
Oh,
was
we didn't
cool.
even use our heroism. We probably should have. Just not used to it.
I keep wanting to pull out my Doom Guard, but I don't know a good time to do it. Let him go wail on something.
Yeah, you're in this kind of situations. Your imp's health buff is probably way more important than anything else that you have.
Well,
in your
no,
bag.
the Doom Guard I can pull out in addition to my imp. He's an extra.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's a
nice.
guardian, but he's an extra body out there.
I am apparently revered with Champions of Breakfast.
Nice.
Excellent.
So you have to be exalted with the city reps in order to get their mounts, or just revered?
Mm-hmm. Exalted.
Exalted? Okay. Yes.
Yup. Yup.
Which you have to be, yes.
Yes, you do.
You said, do you have to be exalted with
Or-
the city reps? And I said, yes.
I know.
You said to
I
get
got it.
their mounts. And I said, yes.
I gave you an option.
So
You
I'm
guys
gonna
quit hassling me today. I've had a really tough week.
I'm gonna leave the instance group so that we can join another one.
Okay. That works.
Let's see here. What do I got? Boop. And
I'm going to get rid of some junk here in my bag.
Oh, you might be, because you're supposed to be receiving justice points for doing randoms, not random bag.
Ah, okay.
Justice points. What's that?
Earned for defeating dungeon or older raid bosses and used to purchase powerful PvE armor and weapons.
Ooh, where do we see the list of them?
Probably.
I got a bag of Northrend adventuring supplies.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
I didn't. Huh. I must not even hold my jaw right.
Good day to you.
I don't have anything interesting after that last. I didn't get a bag. I mean, bag of Northrend supplies you frequently pick up just from killing things.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a gift of the dungeon or just a mob thing.
I remember when I was running around in Northrend fairly recently, I kept picking those things up, and I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this.
Apparently there's just an NPC in Stormwind.
I got 13 justice points, so that must have been from that run.
Yep. You'll find them near the main city areas where the faction leaders reside.
Oh, that's okay.
They're called a Justice Quartermaster.
Well, I'm gonna dump out of this real quick because I want to go see if I can add that Deadly Boss Mods module, and I'll be right back.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, we're back.
We're here.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep getting kicked off for some reason.
Okay, so Justice Heirlooms, is that what? You got Justice or?
It's a Justice Quartermaster,
Right.
and you're getting justice points from doing random dungeons.
Well, you need
So where is the
1,250.
Justice Quartermaster?
He's in Stormwind.
So there
Where
are
in
3 of them in the area where the hunter trainers are.
Ah, cool.
Stormwind or Dalaran, one of the two.
I'm in Stormwind right now, so I guess I will fly over there.
See you later.
And I will join you guys in just
I'll
a
go.
second.
I'll be on my carpet above the entrance, so you can hunt me down.
Oh, Hikili is the
Oh no, that's
DPS
no.
one.
No. I'm talking about a Utgarde, not an add-on.
Right. I'm
A
telling you.
Utgarde. I know, but I use Hikili. It's not
okay.
good enough.
Okay.
It doesn't work for what you need to do as an arcane mage. I don't know if it works with others. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I use it for questing, but it's not great for optimizing what you need to do in your burn phases in raid. So it just doesn't tell you what you need to do quickly enough. You have to watch 3 buffs, and so I got the add-on Utgarde, and I got 3 Utgardes to plug into it from a arcane mage specialist guy on YouTube, and they are extra things that just tell you, hey, your mini burn phase is coming up, and it's time to cast Arcane Barrage, whatever. And it's almost always different from what Hikili says, and the DPS is higher when you when you do it as you're supposed to. Kikili just doesn't seem to be programmed properly to like tell you you've got to do it right now. So
Do we got to go in here? Is what you're saying, Jeff?
Yeah, just inside
Yeah,
and then
well,
turn
currently.
right.
But okay, all this stuff is like level 85.
Mm.
Well met.
But I still
No.
got 13 of them.
Well, we gotta, I guess, get a bunch of them then.
Yeah, we'll get more as we get higher level, I would assume.
Yeah, the stuff
Yeah, we get
requires level
thir-
85.
uh,
Oh, they want
13 per
1,200
round.
justice points. Jesus. So.
We got 13 of them. We
We have
We
13
have
out of
some.
2,000.
Yeah.
we have
keep
depending on what
going.
you're
We
looking
have a
at, yeah.
few.
Well,
Let's grind.
Yeah. So.
Grind, baby,
all right.
grind.
All right, we're gonna do another random.
Yep, give me a second here. I'm putzing around with my bags.
Okay.
Everybody is futzing around with their bags.
Gots to fun.
Boop. Yeah, for sure. Burp.
Oh, dang. You know, when I put the Deadly Boss Mods module in, I should have gotten a threat meter. Shoot.
Welcome. We've been expecting you.
Oh, well.
You are to be congratulated for your success in the Firelands. But praise alone will not suffice. We owe you a great deal for the part you have played in the destiny of our
When you
flight.
random dungeons, aren't you? Do you still not get a stack of goodies?
Present me your
No,
staff,
not anymore.
Not right now.
that we may endow it with great power.
I was just curious if I somehow missed something.
No.
The Nexus. Whoa. I'm having
Bring your
flashbacks.
Lexus to the Nexus, but the Nexus was dry.
That's because somebody turned 70 and we can all do this now.
Yeah,
Mm.
very cool. Yeah, talk to all the dragons.
This is one of the saddest stories in the game in here.
Don't forget the one in the middle, too.
It is sad.
How are you? Safety. Good day to you.
It is sad sadness.
I'll see you around.
Let's see. I need to.
Ugh. I'm sorry, you guys. I am a grump today. I've had a really tough week and I don't feel very good, so I apologize for my grumpiness.
You haven't grumped me at all. That's been great.
I think I've been grumpy to everybody, honey. Just short-tempered.
Oh, hold on a minute. My quest
Impatient.
log is full. I have to decide what I'm never going to do.
Ugh,
We
so
got somebody
tired.
coming down the middle aisle.
Yeah,
Well, the outside aisles.
I think
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I think he will turn around.
Nope.
He's going to come after you.
Ah. Oops.
Okay, the other one turned around. Good.
Yeah, woot.
You know, this guy is the same level as the bosses we were getting in the last one. 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a lot less health.
Yeah. There's that.
Roo. Woot. Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
following
the tank is
that
running off,
car.
so we might as well.
Tank's going to go do number 4 first.
I'm scouting the area, okay?
All right.
Be very, very quiet.
I'm hunting Gwabbits.
Minting wabbits.
want to see this immune stuff again. Come on.
Woot. I think this is supposed to be the last fight. I think we have to go around and do the other ones first.
Yeah, gotta go to the right first, I think.
I believe. Because those
I
bubbles
believe.
are...
I mean,
I believe.
that's the right
believe I
way.
Every
can
day's a good
fly.
day when you paint. I believe. I believe. It'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
You're going to holostasis.
I'm just waiting for the tank.
Yeah, where'd the tank go?
Over
Tank
here
is
where I'm supposed to go.
getting beat up.
Swoop.
Sorry, man. I went the wrong way.
Incoming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my mana like drained so much?
I don't know.
I think the guys actually drain mana. If I remember correctly. They drain it from you. Suck you dry.
Maybe that's why they're called mage slayers.
Well, it's been all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a frost steel box.
Frost, steal the snowman.
That's a no from me, dog. And no one watched American Idol, so they didn't get the reference.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of Americans be idle.
Especially in traffic.
Do we have to
Oh
break
god!
these?
Yesterday, I was coming back from a game at 11 o'clock at night, and there was a up on 25, and it was in an area where it was already closed, already down to 2 lanes, and they had Jersey barriers out because they were doing construction, and there was a crash right in the middle of it.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
I was there for an hour. They couldn't get the tow truck through because everyone was in the way.
So the mana thing, is it just that we've gone up a level and your gear isn't quite there yet, or what do you think?
I seem to have that issue every time we hit a dungeon that is our max level sort of stuff.
Right.
That somehow my mana costs go up, and even though my rotation isn't really changing.
That makes sense. Because you're 70 and this place is the tippity top, so yeah. Yeah. Bummer. Can we get somebody to crowd control one of those guys in the back there?
Yep, I'll keep one of
Just
them.
make it a little easier. We should use
Crowd control by killing
strategery.
them.
Strategery? Oh my goodness.
Oops, that's
Strategery.
not the spell I wanted. Damn it, I was trying not to get them. Get rid of the two clerics.
Yeah, I said that about your mother.
He heard you too.
Wee-hoo.
More mail.
You got mail.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
let's
I've
see.
got
Go
I
ahead.
got 45 on the cuffs.
They're
Alright.
yours for me. I don't need them.
42 on the cloak.
Yours again.
Cloak is
I don't
a
need that.
total tanky cloak. Got strength on it.
Do one of us opens this book,
Grab
or
the
do we
book.
all?
I can't loot that.
Everybody, open the book. Everybody.
Everybody have fun tonight.
Everybody wang
Have
chung
they no
tonight.
shame?
We have a little lollipop time here for a second, will you? Please.
How many licks is it taking to get to the center?
Haven't gotten to the center yet. Seems like I have to jump up and do something before I get there. And then I bite on them, so it's like, oh well. All right.
Nom nom.
Here, cleric. Didn't say you could go back there.
Come to me. Closer.
Well, I had him.
Someone must have hit him. Oh, you know what? He took a pock shot at my minion, so my minion hit him. It's like, fine, be that way.
I like that little thunder sound effect with the chain heal. Boom, 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 boom.
Is that the
Kaboomy.
thunder from down under?
No.
Got a berserker.
It's the thunder that lets you plunder.
Thunderstorm starts next week.
Yeah, it does. Are you gonna do any of it?
Oh heck yeah!
Are
Now
you?
that
Gonna
they've
wander.
now that they've changed all the things to a store instead of a rep grind.
Mm. So how's that gonna work? I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, I feel like you'll do all the normal things that like you did in Plunderstorm before, but instead of having to get a certain reputation to get the certain items, you can just buy those items from one of the store people, and
Oh.
and you just gain plunder points for each round that you
That's
could
nice.
get to it.
That sounds fun. Sounds
Yeah.
more fun than last time.
You
Yeah.
have to
I
wear
think I
your
played it
plunder
2 or
wear.
3 times, and then I went, I will never play this enough to get enough rep to do the thing.
But
I don't like PvP enough.
yeah, all of the previous items are going to be in the store, so you can, if you missed out on something that you really wanted.
Well, I mean, more pirate armor pieces are always welcome, right?
This
Yep.
guy will come all the way back. There we go.
Yep. The yeah, they're doing so you had the red armor from last time, and then they got a black armor this time.
Ooh. Very cool.
Yeah, I got the yellow armor from the store from after the last round, but I didn't get the red armor because I started Plunderstorm too late last time.
Don't you seat me, you assholes.
If we all hopped on retail 1 week, we could all Blunderstorm together, and then we would do better as a group. Or
I'm
even
gonna
just
suck
you,
on a
me, and Jeff
popsicle here.
would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Even who what?
Just if it was just, I was just suggesting that all of us should go do retail and do Thunderstorm 1 week. But if Kurt and Crow are not into it, even just me and you, Dagonet, and Corey would be excellent as a team to beat the poop out of people or die together.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd have fun doing
Probably
that.
die together because I'm not great at PvP, but you know.
Yeah, I suck at PvP too.
Me too.
But they have fun prizes, and Plunderstorm is a good deal of fun. It's just, it's no fun to play by yourself.
It's
I don't think so, anyway.
yeah, it's a little bit easier than normal PvP because like you're running around gathering plunder, right? You're gathering different things that have dropped and in the map and running around pretty easily. So it's and they've changed it a little bit this time around so that when you drop into an area, they won't you won't immediately like get hammered by 15 people that are just surrounding you.
So, Kurt,
but
if I'm polymorphed, you could decurse me. That would be good.
Are you
Please
polymorphed?
Decurse me. Yes.
I don't see you on there.
Thank you.
I mean, I was looking down at my decursive. It didn't show anything.
I think it just fell off when you by the time you looked. Anyway, sorry I interrupted you, Corey. You were saying?
I was just saying that they changed it up a little bit this time so that you get dropped into the zone, so you're not immediately next to somebody and then get hammered out of the game immediately.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. Because that was pretty harsh.
Yeah. And they changed it so you can actually play one of your own characters rather than one of their pre-made ones.
I'm morphed.
Yeah, I still don't see you down there.
Have you updated your decursive?
Yeah, it's on the list with everything else in whatever the anvil thing is. Crack anvil.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing you on mine either.
Yeah. That's weird. Yod. All right.
Got their mana up.
This is the ribbon lady who makes you go. She shakes you around at the end of a ribbon.
Go for a carnival ride.
Yeah, so I have to remember to try to make sure that I've got the tank's earth shield on. Of course she does that. Earth shield.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
You know what they say about curiosity.
No, actually, I don't. I was not paying attention that day in class.
You can interrupt her firebomb, do. She keeps casting it, but... Here we go. Ribbon time. Okay, you should be able to fire instant spells at her still if you have any.
You have to be facing her, though. Oh, frozen.
I'll
That
give you
spell
more.
isn't ready.
You know what they say about
I don't have a target.
death becomes you.
Sorry, Kurt.
And she just walked up and punched me to death.
Yeah, she does that.
Can't do that while you're stunned. I am stunning.
Stunned.
And now I'm a rat. Thank you. Oh, you dirty rat.
You ran away from me.
We've almost got her.
What's this tornado?
Now to
That's her.
finish the job.
She all comes
Time
back
to
together.
Finish the job.
Damn the
Damn the luck. Leather.
Leather.
Damn the luck. I know,
Leather.
right? Oh gosh, leather.
Somebody
We
wake up the
don't
maid.
have a leather person.
Must be pleather.
Yep. Or the pleather of it.
Oh.
Woot. That wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Speak for yourself.
All right. There we go.
Could have been raining.
I gotta recast that. And I gotta recast that.
I already.
Oh, no, you got the crowd.
That, that's fine. They were up next anyway.
Just the up next came a little faster.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And all I got was a silly claw. Dang.
I must have some mana. Mana. Why, thank you.
Yeah, I'm down to 8 lollipops, man.
I hope that you get the next mana spell soon.
Get the bigger ones.
Well, by the end of this dungeon, I should pop. So we'll
All right.
see.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what I get at 71. I can check. Where is that P? Ritual Refreshment's not till 76.
Hmm.
Flame Orb's not till 81. And Ring of Frost isn't until 83. What the hell am I doing for the next 10 levels?
Maging.
I'm like, I got 10 levels with nothing to do.
Let's start CCing one of these guys for a little while because they're hitting kind of hard. I mean, before the pull.
In the middle of the pool? Yeah, that's not going to
That
help.
would make it easier, wouldn't it?
Well, for the moment, yeah, because they're hitting kind of hard. Smackety whacking.
Okay, I'll get one next time they come up. Y'all are in front of the tank, you know that, right?
I'm not.
This
No,
next
tank
boss
needs to turn around. Oh.
has
Then I'll
Next
be
boss
behind
does
him.
what?
Now I'm in front. Now you're in front of me.
Yeah, see?
the next boss will have these little void portals that we're gonna need to kill as ads that get summoned. See the white sort of lengthy voidy in the distance there, anomalous?
Yeah.
That's the next boss. And he summons these portals that the DPS are gonna have to manage when we get there.
I'm not sure I can
as part of
actually
that fight.
keep one of these guys.
Yeah. They're all
Yeah, they're not
dragonoids.
sheepable.
No, but the mages are. Not the dragonkin, but the
Mage
mages.
hunters.
Yeah, the elfies. The elfies. Those pointy-eared, crazy guys.
I wrote the elf help book.
Yes.
I feel like when these guys die, they chuck their sword up in the air.
Yeah, just don't stand under it.
Oh, here's what it is. Corey was suggesting the DPS rotation helper, Killy.
Yes.
What I was talking about is a stupidity avoidance machine called Weak Auras. It is
Hasn't helped
an
us, has
add-on
it?
that incorporates smaller. Well, you're clearly not using
Which
it.
one are we going to go down?
This way.
I'm gonna go down this way
Oh.
just to clear this
Okay.
platform, so that in
Yeah,
case
might as
we
well.
wipe, it's a easier run up.
Heck yeah.
Oh, the optimist in you.
That sounds good.
Murphy was an
mean-
optimist.
Needed to get his eyes checked. Same with the Optimist.
Anyway, the point of it is to help me be less stupid in my raid, I hope. And I haven't quite mastered not being stupid.
8.
Have some
Lord.
plates.
Yeah, cool. That's actually a 30% upgrade.
All yours.
Huh. So we go back?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Something flying over there. Oh, it's
Yeah,
up
it's off
there.
in the distance.
He's a ways away. The Chaotic Rift.
Yeah, chaotic rifts is what will be summoned in the next boss. And it's a good idea to get rid of them in general because they poop out minions. But you have to do it as part of the boss fight or else you will die. Screaming, falling into the abyss.
I don't have a target.
And Caligos doesn't dive in to save you because that's not what's happening now.
Leather.
More pleather.
More pleather.
It's a plethora. You have to like jump down from here.
No, there's a platform back here, but
Ah,
I'm
People
wondering
usually
if we
do jump down,
can jump down. Yeah.
but you have to dismiss your lock pet or you will
yes.
get all of the things.
Where do you want to jump? Right in the midst of all these ghosts?
No. We can jump over here where the dead white dragon is.
All right.
What happened? I couldn't get over the rock.
Yeah, neither could I.
Damn it, I can't see you. What's going on?
The chaotic rift was putting a
Yeah,
light show
something
on.
was line of sighting me. Thought I was around the rock, but apparently I wasn't. Wouldn't be the first time.
Rat?
Woohoo!
Boing.
Rats!
I have a talent.
Yay!
Sweet. Oh, I have a talent too. I should probably figure out what to do with.
Finally, some talent.
I've been called a talentless hack before. Nothing new.
Bloop. I don't know what's kicking you, Mavrocaris, but you need to hit your gift to the Naru.
I did. It was not enough.
I need a target.
It's interesting while we're up here on this platform with all the little mana drips all over the place. I'm not burning any mana at all.
Nope. That's great. I love that. So I think I'm going to stay down here while we fight the big bad guy.
I don't
maybe
think you'll
eat
be
some
able to do
food.
that.
No. I
Doesn't
don't
work that
think
way.
That would be nice, though, if we could.
so.
Okay.
Anomalous.
Try not to die. Try not to die. Try not to die.
All right, let's see. Now we gotta get the riffs as they come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
He goes, Laughing Crow, go to the light.
Unless, oh, there's a rift right there.
On it. There's another one forming on the backside.
Yeah. Only do one at a time, man.
Yep.
Bastard got one more out just before it closed.
Bastard.
What a bastard.
He's a DRB.
What's that?
Dirty rat bastard.
Chaotic
Hey,
rift
rift on the
open.
left.
Not for long, mister.
You sound like you're bawling out a teenager.
Wow.
You can summon your chaotic rifts all you want, young man.
Ooh.
It's not gonna take. You're not getting any closer to going out tonight with that kind of behavior.
That's
Total
right.
the lore keeper, so it
That's
doesn't.
kind of a nice offhand thing, but I use a staff, so
Yeah,
it's
and
a
it,
two-hander. I'm gonna greed on that if down the road I find a single thing.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
less
You might
intellect.
find a.
It's less intellect.
You might
for
find
me.
a sortie. You might find a sortie McGordy that fits your style and go,
Yeah.
all right, I'm on
Or
a
a
sword
Whammer
and
hammer.
book. Sword and book.
Well, I didn't win it.
I think
so
I
that's
won the.
okay.
I won
Yeah.
the greed.
Good job.
I'm the greediest bastard here.
Well,
Check your enchants. I think we're down a few.
since you keep dying, so let me slurp up a little.
This is what I get for not having hit points.
Yeah.
What are those?
That sounds like our guild in raid. Somebody always goes, what are mechanics? Anytime somebody says, hey, you guys, we need to do the mechanics, somebody always pipes up, what are mechanics?
They work on your car.
I should have looked for you guys last night. I forgot about it. It's like I could have made
Yeah,
a
we
run
ended
with
up not having enough people for a raid group, so we went and did Time Ways dungeons instead.
I don't know why this isn't coming off, but the quest here is not completing.
What quest?
Is postponing the inevitable, interdimensional rift stalled.
Oh, that's because you have to have an active dimensional rift, right?
It's filled for me.
It's not filled for me.
Oh, no.
Postponing the inevitable.
No, it's... You gotta go to the... Okay,
Oh,
you
there
gotta
we
go
go.
to the place... You gotta go to the place...
The place.
What place?
You have to go to the right place to push the button.
There
Which
we
is
go.
the edge here.
There
Yeah,
it is.
just doing it in the circle.
I just didn't... I didn't
Ah.
remember it until you mentioned it, so...
Okay, I can.
And then
There
an
we go.
old brain cell. A very old brain cell with a long white beard and a cane said, "Well, you're just not in the right place." Because he talks like Deckard Cain. "You're not in the right location, adventurer."
All right.
We're gonna jump off again. I was gonna say, where do we have to go? We have to
There's a
go
ramp right there.
south.
Here, yeah.
I guess we're going that way.
Huh? I guess we are jumping.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Avoid them.
We got all the friends.
I think I'll fight from up here.
Got the tools, got the talent.
There we go.
It's getting to be the first time in the game where I have enough spells that I'm like, I think that we will probably live. It will be fine. I have this thing and this thing. And that thing
You're
and
the
that
thing
thing.
and this stuff.
Yeah, and the stuff and the thing.
The rift must go down.
I don't have a target.
Woohoo!
Woot.
Nice.
Only 6 grizzly trophies to go.
Woot.
Are we going to
Where
the
do we
frozen
get-
area next?
Where do we get the arcane splinters?
Usually when something that's arcane breaks in your hand,
Ah, well then I'll have to get my tweezers.
Your arcane
you can fall
tweezers?
down
From
the,
the
the wrong
crystalline
leg of the tweezers of
protectors.
time.
Ah, okay.
Alright, when we do this next section, guys,
Yes.
we're going to have to keep moving until we get to the end of it. Because you don't have a chance to rest. There will be little ice flowers that keep popping out of the
Chasing you.
ground and coming to attack you. So we have to keep going until we get to the end of this section.
Okie doke.
So we want to stay near the tank and try to keep up.
Is that one of them flowers right there?
Mm-hmm. He's just gonna gather a whole buttload of them up, and we're gonna kill him as quick as we can and move on.
I need to target something first.
Apparently.
Let it go, let it go.
If I could hit the right button.
I need to target something first.
Okay, moving on out.
Keep going. You guys, stay near the tank. Everybody stack. Woohoo.
I got a splinter. Woohoo.
So did
I got a
I.
splinter.
Tweezers, quick! Tweezers!
It's the protectors, I think, that give the splinters.
Yep.
Aye.
Got a crystalline flare here. I gotta run over
Bring
the tank.
them over.
Yeah.
Still recharging.
Wow, I got 3 splinters all of a sudden.
Yeah, there was 2 of them on that guy.
We're getting a big group.
Crap. Yeah.
Everybody hit your gift of the Naru.
Okay.
Smoke 'em if you gotta.
Show us how it's done.
Barking
Oh,
flowers.
the light thing.
Yep. It happens.
Go this way anyway to go get to the next boss.
Yeah, up to 4 of those.
Yay.
Where did he come from?
Your left.
He was over on the left.
Yeah, I completed a Darkening Fair quest.
Boot. That one's nice for getting tickets because it's repeatable. You should be able to turn it in at least once per Dark Moon Fair, and you can do it more than that if you manage.
Well, it won't
to
let you pick
play
it up
enough.
on the same day you drop it off, which is annoying.
No, but you can do it the next day. I'm just babbling, obviously. You already know that stuff.
You know, you can babble. I'm not going to accuse you of woman-splaining at me.
Depends on how she's sitting.
That's right.
I need to target something first.
Badoop. Nice.
This is the other big boss right here to the left, right?
Yep.
Yep. He's gonna have an element where we have to avoid his attack, and the way that we used to do it was standing under his feet.
Here comes
Standing
some
right
bunnies.
next to his feet.
Friends.
Woot.
Ooh, okay. They're not good for me anyway. Shadow resistance, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
not good for
I
me.
mean,
I've
they're
got
just
plenty.
an appearance for me, and I don't need it because I can't wear shoes.
Yeah, I'll greet him.
You're a sandal kind of guy, huh?
I am.
Got
I've
the
got my
the
toes
Burks,
painted and everything, you know. So.
got the Burks going.
Birkenschlock.
That's the attack you can avoid by standing next to his feet if you're in the wrong place. Okay, he does spell reflection, so be careful. He's done now, but just beware.
There's some flowers.
Yes, flowers. I got flowers on me. I got flowers on me. Thank you. Okay, he's going into a frenzy. Ah. He's mad. Really? Yeah.
Oh,
There
Head.
we go.
Fist
Fist
weapon.
weapon.
fist weapon.
There's that
Offhand
one
fist
hander you
weapon.
were looking for.
No, because it's also an offhand weapon.
You got to pull out your Doom Guard, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I had him out
You were
earlier
like,
for
doomy,
something.
doomy, doom.
When we had all of those guys off of the one platform, and it's like, oh, look.
Sweet.
He's a 10-minute cooldown.
All right, now we
though.
gotta
That's the only
go.
problem.
Wait, I can mine this guy. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go.
Gotta
Get
go
ice.
put Karastraza out of her misery.
I lost you guys.
Jump down. Go up the ice flow and jump down.
Up the ice flow. And jump
Ice
down.
flow. Ice tunnel. Go through the ice tunnel. Which is to the
Okay.
right if you're facing where the boss is. And jump down. And the crystal flowers won't come back now because we killed the
Killed the
we killed
boss.
the big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed Omarock or whatever. Omarock. Alright, before we start this fight, I need to pee.
Can we get rid of this guy on the left first?
Sure. Sure.
There's one on the right too.
Probably gonna get both. No, just one.
And we can go back to the main area, turn in quests, and we can be in a safe area.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, now that's thinking. Come on.
Long
No
as
thinking.
they're near the door,
It's critical thinking.
I think there's still an Azure guy left roaming around somewhere.
Hello.
So as long as we don't stand,
Safe travels.
as long as we stand near the door, we should be
See you later.
good.
Sandals of evocation.
Good day to you.
Excellent.
Have a good one.
Soldiers of the Northern
Safe
Light.
travels.
I feel like this.
See you later.
Getting all kinds of upgrades here. Yay. Might as well get dressed.
Yeesh.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna go stand over here. I'll be right back.
All right, I just banged. Cool.
Woohoo!
Do I have another talent? I do not.
Okay, I have to figure out what I'm doing with my talent.
All right. We're taking a break, right?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to take, well, we are taking a break. We'll be right back. Hang in there. All right, for those of us who were talentless, we've all fixed that, and, well, as best as we could, yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go do this thing. Let's go have some fried chicken.
Hold on, I'm putting my upgrades on.
Uh-oh.
Let the mage tank.
Yeah. That'll work.
It's worked so well in the past.
Let me eat some food. And apply some mana oil, etc. Okay. Ready. You have to hit all of the bubbles to open the orbs, the containment spheres, that's what they're called.
observe. Why?
All right.
There's no
Do not
truth
stand
in
at
it.
her butt,
No.
because she will slap you with her tail.
Only in the taking. I see that now. Stay.
Damn it.
Enjoy your final moments.
Bounce. Bounce to get
Bounce?
that frozen thing off of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Just cast, bounce, cast, bounce.
Or just jump.
Well, you can't cast while you're in the air, so.
Enjoy your final moments. Stay. Enjoy your final moments. Finish
Trapped.
it. Finish it.
Fuck.
Kill me or I swear by the Cataclysm you'll never see daylight again. Stay. Enjoy your final moments. Dragon
There we go.
Right on.
binder, preserve me.
Those don't
Every
do
time
anything
she
for
dies
me.
and says, "Life binder, preserve me," makes
That's
me
just
cry a
an
little.
item level upgrade for me. It doesn't give me any benefit, so I'm going to greed that.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, I got boots.
Luke.
Cool. Nice.
Lokes.
They're not as good as my sandals, though.
161, 78, 105. 161 obviously is what I need. Yeah. Oh.
What? Cloak, cloak, cloak. Everybody gets a cloak.
191,
Cloak for you,
209.
cloak for
You
you.
get a cloak, and you get a cloak,
Everybody
and
gets
you
a
get a
cloak.
cloak.
It's a nice cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, we did it.
Cool. That was fun.
We didn't even wipe on that one. Sorry, I didn't remember the bouncing until it started killing us. Oh yeah, we have to bounce. Sorry, I forgot.
All right, cool.
Did I mention that?
Didn't I mention the bouncing? Because I don't
bouncing
think I
ball.
remembered the bouncing.
So let's see. It's back to leaving the instance group, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my cursor to do what it's supposed to do.
Hey, I've got 26 justice points.
Woot.
Those are just ice points.
Yeah. Just
Yes.
ice.
Just
There
ice.
you go.
That means you're 1/1000th of the way there
That's
for
right.
getting
We're
one piece
getting there.
for one piece of gear.
Well, we'll just have to keep beating our brains in on that stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Be like the little goblin in the Terry Pratchett book. Just ice. Which book it was it? I can't remember. Kurt, what book has the little goblin in it? That's
Well, there's
one
a
of the
bunch of
main
books. I mean,
characters.
I don't know. I mean, there's one near the very end where they're trying to deal with like goblin rights.
Yes, that's what it is. And he walks around going, "Just ice, just ice."
That one, oh, I have to remember. I mean, it was
We deserve just ice. Ooh, I got an elixir of accuracy I can give to somebody. Because I don't use hit. So I'm going to put it in the bank. Indie Guild Bank. You DPS people.
It was called
ensure
snuff.
that a hit. Yes, that's right. Just dice. Putting agility or hit potion in bank for you guys. Just for you. Oh, I'm putting an elixir of defense in there too, Corey.
Okay.
Out of my bag of Northrend goodies, I got a defense potion and a hit potion and spell power. I won't
You got
use
a
that
bag of
either. I
goodies?
could use it, but the spirit potions are better for me.
That's right. We're not doing
I will not use it.
Okay.
Hey.
We're going to try another one, or are we done for
Oh
the
no.
Already
too
late.
Okay.
It's
Past 10 o'clock.
10:15.
It's
Yeah.
the witching hour. All right. Well, we
Well,
are done.
Now it is because we're
Yeah.
old.
Yes. We're all old, so we're done for the evening, so we're going to call it. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. If I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Have a wonderful evening. Again, thanks for stopping by. We shall see you soon. Bye now.